Thank you to Moabad for sponsoring this video. Happy Friday and welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey and today's topic is Nintendo Switch 2. And of course, we're going to go over the question, should you buy a Nintendo Switch in 2024? Let's get started, but before, here's a word from our sponsor. When playing an awesome game like Super Mario Odyssey with a controller like this, your hands will get tired, right? But if you're going to replace them, there's always something that you have to give up, either NFC or even just pure comfort, right? But what about if I told you that there was a controller where you didn't have to give up anything? Actually, it would add to it. Well, introducing the Binary Star Ultimate Edition by Mobapad. Here we have the HD linear motors, we have Hall Effect joysticks, we have NFC, 6-axis features, and armored mechanical buttons. Alright, and there they are, my friends. These are amazing. They look so great in white, right? Alright, we have extra face plates here, and of course we have the D-pad that comes along with it, so you can actually replace it if you want to use the traditional D-pad as well. And there you have it. These controllers look amazing. This looks like a Switch Pro to me. Of course, you have the Hall Effect joysticks on each side. You have the interchangeable D-pad right here, and you have mechanical buttons for the A, B, Y, and X. But that's not it. You also have amiibo support, so you can actually go ahead and in the game, go ahead and scan your amiibo, and voila, amiibo has been scanned and working perfectly. Take a look at that. And if you want something just a little smaller, we have the Model S Binary Star by Mobapad. Of course, it also has the removable D-pads, Hall Effect joysticks, mechanical buttons on the front and on the back. And if you're looking for something just a bit smaller, they have the Model S Binary Star, which also has the removable D-pad. It has the mechanical buttons, the Hall Effect joysticks on each side, and of course, it is NFC compatible as well. You don't sacrifice anything at all. You can have it all with Mobapad. Links are down below in the description, and once again, thank you, Mobapad, for sponsoring this video. Alright friends, let's start up with Nintendo Switch 2 update. I heard of this news through Nintendo Prime's channel, Nate, and of course, I use his source and I use him as a source as well. And well, I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip from this leaker, this person who actually has this information on why the Nintendo Switch 2 was delayed till 2025. All right, so I'm here at Moore's Law's channel. This is the person that we're talking about, and the person that was also in Nate's video. And I'm going to go ahead and click play, listen to what he's going to say, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Over the past few years, there have been no shortage of next-gen Switch rumors appearing frequently within the news cycle. And I am sure many of you are aware of that because every time next-gen Nintendo rumors pop up, you all tell me in the comments section that you wish I would say something about them. But if I'm being honest, well, I've known for years from a few contacts that there was something going on. If I'm being honest, I was never really that interested in the console since I briefly touched on it in a video in 2021. I didn't expect it to be that powerful. I didn't expect it to do anything that new, like it was probably going to use a similar or the same basic form factor as the Switch, and so I didn't find it that interesting. Well, until recently, because it's not out yet. And I have to be honest, well, I didn't think it would launch in 2022. I thought there was a chance it could launch in 2023. And I definitely expected it to launch by 2024. I'm on record saying that.
Almost 2 years later after I first started hearing it was coming. So I believe the original was 8 nanometer. If this is, they have to have switched designs, in my opinion, or something is wrong fundamentally with what they wanted to do with it, I think. But you have 2 or 3 more years to that, and I go, this does not make sense at all. And it's going to start getting beaten by like $300 Windows handhelds.
You see, upon listening to this episode, someone at NVIDIA told me that to their knowledge, there is nothing wrong with the Switch 2 hardware or software, and that most likely Nintendo is just waiting to sell through the majority of the remaining Switch stock right now and polishing up some games for launch of the next-gen console. In fact, this contact, who is one of my best NVIDIA sources, one of the sources Key to my NVIDIA Super Leaks that I put out recently, this person wanted to emphasize that the way Nintendo looks at this is very different from Xbox and PlayStation, where every year that they wait to release a console that's done is not a year where they're worried about their console becoming more and more obsolete from the perspective of its specs. It's just another year of polish, another year to sell through the remaining OG Switch stock they have.
So there you have it, my friends. This is basically a very credible leaker, and he does not focus on Nintendo Switch, right? He basically focuses on chips, like the NVIDIA chips. He's known as an NVIDIA leaker who has put out a lot of information that is 100% credible. He has a 100% track record there, and because he has this source who just notified him that the reason why the Nintendo Switch 2 is delayed is because the Nintendo Switch, we still have many consoles to sell, and of course Nintendo is polishing some games to get them ready for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I do believe about the consoles, the sales, the stock that they still have there, and this is good news for those who have not purchased a Nintendo Switch yet. Let me tell you why. This smells to me like we could be seeing a price drop for the Nintendo Switch very, very soon. This also seems like we might also get another version of the Nintendo Switch, like another edition of it. You know how we've got the Pokemon edition, the Zelda edition. It looks like we still have another edition coming soon. Nintendo is trying to get rid of their stock, and they're going to do whatever they can to really reduce their stock when it comes to Nintendo Switch. They are also working on polishing their games, which is something very good and something that Nintendo is very good at. You have never heard of a Mario game glitching out or having issues with performance, right? You have never heard of a Zelda game having issues with performance, or any other game that comes from Nintendo EDP. Nintendo specifically, not Pokemon, not any other company, not any other third-party developer, but from Nintendo themselves, right? Nintendo loves to polish games and to keep games ready. Nintendo actually had ready Tears of the Kingdom almost a year before, and they took a year to test the game and to polish it even more. That's how great they are at development. So for us fans, that is only great news. Now, knowing this information, the question is, should we still buy a Nintendo Switch in 2024, knowing that the Switch 2 will most definitely be out in 2025 with more polished games, a more polished library? And you might be surprised by my answer, because I'm going to tell you, it depends. I'm not going to tell you a straight no. I'm going to tell you it depends. There are some factors that will contribute to you actually getting the current Nintendo Switch. Number one, you don't have one. If you don't have a Switch, get one. Right? We have so many amazing Nintendo Switch games out on the eShop for you to explore. Not only is it great if you just don't have one, you find the games even cheaper, right? You go to GameStop, you go online to Mercari, you go to eBay, you find all these amazing games at a lower price than when they first came out. A lot of the games have been reduced in price right now from $59 to $49. There are sales happening all the time just because Nintendo is getting rid of stock. So if you go to Amazon, you'll find really, really cheap games there too. And the games that we spent $59, you can spend $49 for them right now. So if you don't have a Switch, yes, get one right now. Enjoy the rest of the year with your Nintendo Switch. You have an entire year to enjoy a Nintendo Switch, and then of course you can always take it to GameStop later on, sell it, and then upgrade to the next one, or sell it to a family member or friend, or keep it and then get the Switch too. The number two reason you should buy one is if you are collecting, right? If you want to collect the Nintendo Switch, right now we are expected to hopefully get another edition, right? If you want to get a Nintendo Switch, collect it, or maybe investment, right? Because remember when Nintendo stops making a system, when a system goes obsolete, meaning is discontinued, Nintendo stops producing, the price for brand new sealed consoles goes up. So you can also buy a Nintendo Switch as an investment. So wait for the price drop and then get yourself a couple of Switches, keep them there. Then in a couple of years, 5-10 years, when the Switch is no longer being produced, people are going to be looking for that first Nintendo Switch to buy. you can actually have yourself a good investment and sell them, right? This is not scalping because the Switch 2 is going to be the main console. This is going to be the one that everybody wants. And there are going to be the few that are looking to collect consoles, right? They want to find the console in as mint condition as possible. And therefore, you can be there to sell them that Switch. And my third option is you can buy a used one, right? If you want to buy another Switch and you don't have one, or you can buy a used one. Basically go on eBay, buy a used one, and just avoid spending the full amount of the money and just get a used one that will allow you to also play the Nintendo Switch games, just the same as if you bought a brand new one. There's a lot of good used ones out there in the market that you guys can get your hands on for very cheap and still have the same experience you had with a brand new one. And of course, if you have a Nintendo Switch, you have a couple of Nintendo Switch, then I don't recommend you get one right now because you've already have one. You have access to the eShop, you have access to games and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend you focus on the games that are coming out this year because I still believe we have a good year ahead of us when it comes to Nintendo Switch games. All right, my friends, that is the video. Thank you for MobilePad for sponsoring it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. Before I let you go, never give up and journey on. Peace.